All right. This one I've been sitting on for a while, right? Just because other news and stuff comes up. But this was now a locked topic over on the Steam forums on MK9 being offensive. Offensive, right? Berries and Cream says MK9 was delisted arguably due to licensing issues with Freddy Krueger character. Again, right? And he says if that's true, then MK10, 11, and now 1 should follow the same fate sooner or later. Again, they could have just patched out Freddy. You just patched out Freddy and you would have been all good, right? And or Kratos, you know, on the PlayStation versions if that was another case of that as well. Truth is, MK9 was too offensive for modern audiences. It was sexist. The female characters were depicted with this unrealistic, unobtainable beauty standard. Being half naked with huge body proportions were literally insulting to many people, especially those who don't even play video games. Just like how back in the good old, what was it, the 90s or 80s or whatever it was? No, I think it was the 90s when they were really kicking off. Obviously, Mortal Kombat really forced the rating system to introduce essentially an R rating system. And then I remember a guy called Jack Thompson went nuts about GTA and trying to get GTA banned. I mean, these were like the Christian groups back then. These were the Christian people doing that, right? Me being a Christian, it was like, well, it's just a game. Like, it's not doing anything. And they did extensive psychological studies to prove that playing violent video games didn't actually cause any violent behavior, you know, things like that. So now it's a complete swap, right? The people that were arguing for freedom of choice or freedom to do whatever you want are now the very people asking for censorship and, you know, hiding the bobs because the vagine and stuff will offend us. So, proof, after MK9, they made female characters more manly and covered every inch of their skin. Anyone can see this by just looking at screenshots. And don't worry, we're going to load up MK9 in a second. No free Steam points for you, buddy. MK9 designs remain the best. True, my grandma was offended. The later games didn't release on Steam with all the DLC baked into the game. They can just delist individual DLCs. Yeah, but they could have patched it out. Anyway, modern audiences don't play video games. They just want to use it as a platform to spread political messages. There is no such thing as the modern audience. There just isn't. That is just like, you know, tard speak for, you know, you know, we need to bring everything up to modern day sensibilities. No, it's a bunch of weirdos who got bullied the crap out of in high school who now can wield that power and are doing it in reverse. They are the ones now bullying everyone else, taking out on everyone else because they decided to dress up as a furry and people didn't like it. Anyway. Exactly this. Yep, 100%. Well said. Yep. If they don't play video games, then they wouldn't know about MK9 female designs to begin with. No. So this is the thing, right? So I don't think this is necessarily true or untrue. I think there are some that do play games, or at least they are part of a gaming sphere, right? However, okay, they will see stuff when they become politically charged. Like most people do, you start to see things, you notice things, right? And if you're one of these people that is against, you know, attractive women in video games, then your critical eye is going to start noticing that with every game. Every time a game pops up, you even see a female on the cover, you're going to start investigating and go, oh, that's offensive to me, right? So, if they don't play games, then you wouldn't know MK blah, blah, blah. In MK1, some of those designs are back, and MK11 has a lot of that too. I honestly think you're the only one to think that is the reason the game is delisted. I think, to be perfectly honest, I think that NetherRealm, after MK9 was published, this is the funny part, MK9 would sell out, like it would, sorry, not sell out, it would sell out if it was physical. It would outsell MK1 in a heartbeat if they announced tomorrow that they are remastering it, meaning that they're remastering the movies to be like, say, 4K quality, you know, just upping that, bringing back modern online, you know, networking, you know, rollback. It'd sell out in retail stores, and it would be the biggest bought MK game in a long time. You want to know why? Because everyone thought that MK9 was going to be the gold standard moving forward. No one predicted that once we got MK10, it was just going to fall off a cliff. And it did. It fell off a massive cliff, hit every tree on the way down, hit the ground, then the cliff fell on it, right? It's an absolute disgrace of a game from MK10 onwards, right? That they didn't just follow through. And that's because Warner Brothers got their sticky little claws in there and started really affecting change. MK9, as Total MK has already told me, and he'd know because he's very, very clued in and talked to the team for a very long time. I mean, decades long time, right? That MK9 was a midway game. That's why we love it. MK9 was the last midway game. It's just that when the bankruptcy happened, they had to change name. They got bought out. They rechanged the name, call themselves NetherRealm, right, under Warner Brothers banner. But it was still designed as part of a midway game. I'd love to know how many people got fired after the acquisition, right? Because I tell you what, it bloody shows. You know, that's what the first, by the way, if you noticed, it was the first time we got fatality tokens. It was the first time we had this sort of like persistent online thing that they brought in with, you know, with MK10, you know, joining one of the factions and then, you know, all that sort of shit. They started putting live service crap all the way back in MK10, right? It's obvious NRS and Warner Brothers delisted the game not only because Freddy can be easily removed with a patch. Truth is, Western DUI devs hate how women are portrayed in video games, and they intend to remove any classic feminine feature because it's unrealistic and offensive. Now, and this is a great thread. I'll post a link in the description if you guys want to go check it out, right? So, the funny part is, like, it's not like they didn't tone down the sexy characters for the men, did they? They didn't just suddenly, like, you know, give all the dudes just average bodies. Beer gut, you know, maybe, you know, maybe they should give Liu Kang, like, the balding thing. He's just bald through the middle and he's just got hair on the sides. No, they didn't do shit. They left every male, right, the same. Like, just, you know, they just improved upon it in each game. Like, made them more and more buff and more attractive and stuff like that. But the women, oh, we can't have women showing up to a fight in a bikini, right? Now, this is Mortal Kombat 9. This is the PC version, for those that don't know, right? If you're lucky, you can still buy the PC version from CD Key websites. But I don't find this, to be perfectly honest, I don't actually find this like 5 minutes hot. But she's not running around like in like, you know, like a thong. It's still, you know, relatively panties and stuff like that, right? I don't think there's an issue at all, right? If we go back to Melina, or to Melina, right? I mean, like, you know what I mean? Come on, man. This is peak Melina. Not the crackhead one we got in MK11, and not the, you know, constantly got to inject herself with shit in MK1, right? Even bloody Shiva. Like, even Shiva in this game, like, I know there's some people out there that got a Shiva fetish. I never understood it, but at least she's attractive, right? Maybe she's got the, oh yeah, she's definitely, she's not wearing much, right? Well, what's wrong with this, right? She's strong, she's feminine looking. No, she's a Shokin, right? Nobody's confused, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's confused about whether that's a man or a woman, right? Nobody's confused. Not a soul, right? Got Sindel. I don't see a problem. Oh, we can't have him showing up to a fight wearing just that. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, how many people do you know showing up to a fight as a full cybernetic? You know, Yegede. How many people do you know showing up to a fight as a fucking sorcerer? Or a dude that can puff smoke? Well, actually, I take that back. There's probably a whole bunch of people that can show up to a fight puff and smoke, right? Like, this is the stupidity of it. They go, oh, well, it stops here. Why does it stop here? Right? You are creating a fictional universe, a fantastical fictional universe with monsters and magic. And it's like, yeah, but a pair and keep in mind, this isn't a nude game. It's not like you're running around in the nude. Right? Oh, yeah, who's going to show up throwing, like, you know, freezers and stuff? Another sorcerer. It's just ridiculous, man. No wonder these people got offended. Right? Now, she's definitely wearing a thong under that, but you notice they change it? They make it so that she's got a flap at the back. Right? That's how they do it. So she's absolutely wearing a thong under that. But, you know, they still make it. Like, you look at this. Like, nobody's confused here about what the character is. We know it's a female in a fictional fighting game. And as I stated, they don't change the men, right? Like, the dudes, like, are still, like, even with Striker, even though he's, like, mostly covered up, right? But he's still buff. Square jaw, muscly physique, you know. Right? I'm sure all the weirdos out there will be perving on his ass. You know what they're like. You see the stan accounts on Twitter. It's gross, man. Seriously. All the Kenshi and Johnny Cage shippers out there. Ugh. Blah. Anyway, right? Good old noob. Nightwolf, there we go. Oh, Nightwolf's shirt's open. Is he really going to be showing up, you know, like that? I don't think so. Oh, Liu Kang, he's got his shirt off. Oh, no. Right, Kato. Oh, I can see some of his shirt. Oh, Johnny Cage is just egregious. Jax, another one. Right. Just saying, man. This is peak Mortal Kombat design. This is basically taking, by the way, this is taking, like, designs from MK Deception and Armageddon. Right? These are characters that were, like, you know, that had these attractive outfits in Mortal Kombat, Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon. Right? They were 3D characters. Yeah, they had less polygons, so obviously the detail wasn't there. But still, it's just like, it's just ridiculous. This place is offensive to people with functioning brain cells. I'm assuming they're, you know, one of them they-thems, right? MK9, I sincerely, I think the reason why MK9 was delisted, like sincerely, is because they wanted to erase their history. They also, might I add, they also delisted the Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection. Now, it didn't have any licensed characters, but they delisted it. Warner Brothers own Mortal Kombat. Why did they delist the Arcade Collection? They own it. They own Mortal Kombat. So, you know, this is why this sort of stuff bugs me, because it's obvious that they have shamed themselves into thinking that these old games are somehow terrible and offensive to women and stuff like that. And yet, when you look at cosplay, what do most of these women do when they cosplay characters? Even male characters from fighting, or from anything actually, they make them sexy. Skin tight, massive, you know, titties hanging out and shit. This is what they do. Are you going to run around? Is Ed Boon going to go, oh, no, we can't have sexy women cosplaying at our events anymore, you know, because it's offensive? Fucking clown. MK9 was the most successful Mortal Kombat under, if you will, under the NRS banner, you know, or company name, despite it being developed under Midway before they went bankrupt, right? Most successful, right? And I know people will bring up like sales and stuff like that, and we can have another conversation about that. But the reality is, though, is that like people thought we were going to be getting MK9 again and MK10, right? And MK11, they fooled everyone, right? They fooled everyone. And then MK1, it's like, oh, okay, we're going back to the roots. Maybe we're getting that prequel that they said we would get. No. MK9 is literally money on the table. And they just refuse to, you know, they just refuse to do anything about it, right? And lo and behold, when you look around the industry right now, it's all collapsing. All of these woke companies or that have had departments for woke crap, they're all being fired, or the companies or the developers have all collapsed because they were pushing out stuff because they either thought they should or believed they should, or, you know, were conned into it that, you know, oh, we need some update for modern audience. The modern audience doesn't exist, bro. You were literally selling your content to a phantasm. They don't exist. So, you know. Anyway, catch you next time.